Morning vlog. I'm actually on my way to a gyno appointment. Woo, yeah. That's fun, I guess. One of those, you know, regular checkups. They're doing the cervical screening and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's always awkward, even though they see, you know, hundreds and thousands of vaginas and stuff. It's never just something that you quite look forward to doing. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not like nervous or scared about it. I was a little bit more nervous the first time that I did it because I just didn't know what to expect. I wasn't like scared or anything because I know like they're doctors, this is normal. I was just more like curious, nervous because I just didn't know what to expect. This go around, I kind of know how it works. Okay, also I'm due for my period like any day now. Like it could come any day. Hopefully I don't come on my period during my cervical check, because that would be the end of me. I would be so embarrassed. Defense, I did try to schedule this appointment 2 weeks ago and they had like nothing open until today. Like this was the first appointment that they had available. They didn't have anything else for like a week after, and I'm like, I just need to get this done. So yeah. Much has happened today after talking to you guys. It's been such a weird day. Okay, so this is what happened. Basically, first off, went to the doctor's, had my gyno appointment. I was talking to you guys a little bit about that. Immediately after, I switched my doctor because I was just not feeling the one that I had. So when I first had my first like cervical cancer screening pap smear or whatever that you start getting when you turn, I guess, 21, I believe it is. So when I had my first one, my doctor wasn't available on that day, so it was another doctor that was filling in. He was really good and it was great, and the experience was really smooth, really great. He made me feel really at ease and I had no complaints, and I was like, oh, this is not so bad. That's why when I was talking about it earlier, I was like, oh yeah, it's not so bad, it's not a big deal, like everything fast, it goes smoothly. I never really like worry too much about like getting checked. I just kind of feel like it's something that needs to be done, so it's like not a big deal. But today, I don't know what was going on, if this doctor, if he's always like that and that's just his like demeanor, or he was just having a bad day. But regardless, the vibe was not there, and I just don't want that while you're down there checking me, because it's already like a very uncomfortable thing in the first place. So the last thing that you want is to have a doctor where you feel like even more like not put at ease. I'm not saying that they have to be like super jolly and super happy and upbeat and talk to you at every second of the procedure, but it's like you want to just feel okay with them. So let this be like just a word for you other young women out there. Like if it's your first time and you're due for a pap smear soon, if for whatever reason you are not vibing with your doctor, just switch. You do not have to stay with a doctor that you don't feel comfortable with, and it doesn't matter what the reasoning behind that is. It's your care. You have a say in that. You have a right to do as you please. That goes with like any type of medical care, anything like that. I just feel like if they're not aligning with you, make sure to be proactive, make sure to take steps and like do something about it. But immediately once I got out of there, I was like, oh yeah, I'm switching. This is not for me. This is not for me. I'm like grateful that my first experience was not like that at all, because if I had this current doctor check me the first time for my first ever test, it would have definitely just impacted my feelings towards like doctors and women doctors and like experiences. And it's something that is so like important to our health. Like you need that care. So it's like the last thing that you need is to not want to go to get checked and let your doctor be the reason why you're not going to get these things that are very like imperative to your health. I'm just glad that my first experience was pleasant and it was nothing like this one. And I'm not saying this to discourage any of you guys from going to get checked. Obviously, like I was saying, like I really think it's important and you need to take care of yourselves. Like this is your one body that you have, so you really want to make sure that you're taking care of it and doing what you're supposed to do. But also just don't, if you don't feel right about something, speak up. I doubt that any like doctors or anything are watching my videos, but if you are a doctor or like a gynecologist or whatever and you're watching, or just in any like health field or any field in general, like customer service is very important. Like it has a very big impact. And like I'm saying, you don't have to be super jolly and like super like outgoing. You just have to be pleasant. You just have to be the bare minimum. You just have to be, I don't know, like you just have to be kind and polite. Yeah, just be decent when dealing with stuff, especially like if you're gonna go into a field like this where you're literally seeing like a female in their most vulnerable like positions. Like no female, like no girl wants to just open her legs to a random stranger. Even if they're a doctor, it's always just a very uncomfortable situation in the first place. So if you're gonna go into a field like that, be passionate about it and be like caring and be, I don't know, just be pleasant. And my experience today was not like traumatizing at all, thank goodness. Like it wasn't anything like super bad, or like you shouldn't feel like I don't want any of you guys watching to be like worried for me. Like I didn't have like a super horrible experience. It's just his vibe. That alone for me was enough for me to be like, no, I don't want this. But yeah, just so that you guys don't feel worried for me. It wasn't anything bad. He just was very, and I don't know if it's like a cultural thing too that made it seem like he was that way. Like I'm saying, it could have just been him and how his personality is. It felt very, it just didn't give me good vibes. It was just weird. It felt like maybe he was having a bad day and it was close to lunchtime and he was just ready to go. It just didn't feel like he wanted to be there. And yeah, I just didn't leave feeling great. Like physically nothing was wrong. Like I didn't feel like, you know, like he did anything wrong in terms of that, but I just didn't feel like that is a person that I want to go back to, so I'm not going to. It felt like he was going through the motions and barely going through the motions. And first of all, they had me waiting like in the waiting room for like 30 minutes, which, okay, like I get it, it's the doctor's office, they obviously have like long waits, so like I'm used to that. Like that's nothing new, having to wait. But it's like I came on time to this appointment. I had to wait 30, maybe even more than 30 minutes in the waiting room. Then when I was seen, I had to wait in that room for another, I don't know how long, and he came in and checked in and said like, oh, like thanks for waiting, and the person, the assistant or whatever, before he came in, let me know that he was still with another patient, so he's running behind schedule. I was very like understanding of that. Like you know, like this is all not new to me, this is not new concepts. Like I understand having to wait and that things run over schedule, but regardless of all of that, it should not impact, or they should do their best to make it not impact your general experience. You know, this is your job, so like I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, even when he came in the first time, because this is my first time meeting him, like I said, like first impressions could go a long way. And even like my first impression with him coming into the room, he just seemed like he like was just like, I was like saying, oh, like hello, like here I am in this like gown and stuff, fully like bare underneath, and I have the decency to be like, oh hi, how are you? And he's just like this is how it was. Yeah, thanks for waiting, I'll be with you in a minute. Like literally like no expression, no like, hi, nice to meet you. He just like was saying it like, yeah, I'll be with you in a minute. How to explain it, it was just really weird. And he was like even repeating himself with, like, that's how I feel like, that's how I know that he was like going through the motions and was not really there, because he like would repeat himself and like be like, yeah, I'm waiting for so-and-so to get here and then we'll get started. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. 2 seconds later, yeah, I'm waiting for so-and-so to get here, then we'll get started. And I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. It was just weird. It was just so weird. And just awkward silence, like did not
besides saying literally that thing, repeating himself twice, he didn't say anything else to me. Yeah, immediately I was just kind of rubbed the wrong way, and I was like, oh, okay, noted, mental note, jot it down. When the lady finally came in, the assistant or whatever, for him to be able to do the procedure, it was so like rushed. Like, he didn't even try to explain what he was doing, what he was gonna be doing. He did not do like any like prior explanation besides saying, today we're gonna do your cervical screening. Did not try to like reassure me or be like, it should be this is how it's gonna go. It should be fine, you know, sit back, relax, like my first one did. It was nothing like that. The lady came in, he got started, told me to scoot forward to put my legs up on the little things. And even then that was weird too, because like, I'm short, so obviously these like are not built for like adjusted to my height, little medical tables or whatever. So he was like telling me to scoot forward so that my like feet could be properly on the little thingies, whatever they're called, things that hold your feet and your legs on it. But I'm like, and he keeps telling me to scoot, and I'm at the edge of the bed. And I'm like, oh, I'm at the edge. I have nowhere else to scoot. And he's like, just keep scooting a little bit more. I just said I don't have anywhere else to go. Do you want me to be like booty out on the edge of this thing, just holding my legs up by myself? Like, what do you mean? And we finally got it over with. He did it. They also asked if they could do the breast exam while I was there, which of course they did that last time. So I was like, yeah, sure, of course, do that. He barely even touched my breast. And I know that sounds like a weird statement, complaining about it, but like literally, I'm not exaggerating. He did not check my breast. Like, he went like this. That's not an exaggeration at all. I don't even know how long this is gonna be because I'm just ranting at this point. But like I was saying before I got cut off, when the last doctor did my breast exams, he explained what he was doing, how he was doing it, a lot more thorough. He definitely did not do what the first doctor did. That was not, I'm literally not exaggerating when I tell you how he did that. That was it. And from my knowledge, from what my previous doctor that checked me told me, because we're laying down, what you're supposed to do is kind of like, I don't know how to explain this, and I'm in a parking lot with other cars. But as you're laying down, if you're checking, you're supposed to kind of scoot in the breast because there's like a curve in the middle and you feel around that. I don't know how to explain it. Look it up, talk to your doctor about it, Google it, whatever. But I'm just saying that he did not do that. And I'm just like, okay. Anyways, I don't even know how to explain it without you being there, obviously, but like, it was just not the most pleasant experience, even though nothing like super bad happened. It just did not rub me the right way. Therefore, long story short, like I said at the beginning, I switched my doctor, and I highly, highly, highly encourage you ladies out there to do the same if you do not feel right about, like, if you don't leave a situation feeling right about it when it comes to your medical care, do something about it. He wasn't for me, and he didn't seem like he wanted to be there. Like I said, could have been having a bad day. I totally understand that. Trust me, I've worked in like the food industry, and I've seen how much people test your patience on a daily basis. But regardless to all that, like I said, there's like a duty, and you just need to be a decent human being. And yeah, if you don't feel right about the care that you're getting, don't feel the need to stick around with something that you feel uncomfortable about, be for any reason. If you guys just didn't vibe, if you don't vibe with your OB/GYN or whatever, then change it. You do not have to stick with them. Experiences going there and your like pap smear experiences should not be unpleasant. Of course, like I said, they will feel awkward and uncomfortable, but it's really not like a horrible thing. And that's really what I want to get across too. Like, I don't want you guys to be scared or nervous about it, because it really isn't the worst experience. It's really quick, it's really smooth, and not every experience is gonna be like the one that I just had. Most of the times they'll be super great, super smooth. Yeah, you'll just be fine. So don't be scared. Don't let this like deter you from going to get checked. Don't let it scare you from having to go get seen or nothing like that, because 99% of the time, like, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be so quick. Like I was saying, the procedure itself, like, it lasts only a matter of like a minute at most.
like seconds, literally. The thing itself is really, really quick. It's seconds, it's like under a minute. So don't be scared, it'll be over before you know it. Honestly, I felt more awkward getting like bikini waxes and Brazilian waxes for the first time than getting like a pap smear for the first time. I know I'm probably not the only one that has gone through like weird experiences, but like I said, my first experience has been very pleasant and I've had no complaints with that, and I felt very at ease during my first time. So yeah, I just wanted to like let you guys know that you have autonomy over your body. You don't have to stick with the doctor that you don't feel comfortable with, and it doesn't matter what the reason is that you don't feel comfortable. If it's just a vibe that you get from them that you don't like, you're X'd, cut them off. Next one, you are fired from seeing me. So yeah, that's how my day started, and then it just got a little bit more interesting as the day went on, because I got home and was informed that I need to go to jury duty. So the sun is setting right now. Oh, that's so pretty. Sorry that this light is like all messed up. Maybe there would be better. I don't know. No, not really. Whatever. So I'm literally leaving the courthouse right now. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. And obviously I can't talk about the case or anything like that. I won't be keeping up with that portion on the vlogs, obviously, because you're not supposed to like talk about that outside, but it's just been an interesting day. I was gonna try to wait for traffic to die down, but that's not gonna happen. It's gonna keep getting worse. Plus I just had to tell you guys this story of how my day was going. Anyways, I'm finna leave out of this parking lot. But yeah, that was today's vlog. Okay, so I'm editing this vlog and I realized I never closed it out, and it might be a weird one, and it might not even make sense as to why the experience was so unpleasant. But just in summary, it felt like the feeling of somebody just rolling their eyes. That's what it felt like I was just an inconvenience. And I could try to like give more examples of things that happened, but you would just have to be there to feel it. You know a vibe when you feel one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to remind women to do what feels right and to trust your gut. And it's really not that deep of a story time or nothing like that, nothing crazy. Who knows, he could have been an amazing doctor, but he just wasn't the doctor for me, and that's okay. I have nothing against male OBGYNs at all. It's not a matter of him being a male, it's not a matter of his race, it's a matter of him not being right for me. But yeah, my biggest concern with it was like, even when I was like explaining how they did the breast exam, like imagine if there was something actually wrong and he just was not taking the time to actually do what he was supposed to do and overlooked something. It was like a really big red flag to me, and the fact that it just seemed rushed and just like something to just shoo out of the office to hurry up and get done so he can move on with his life and like that. And that was a big concern for me, because I don't want to just be overlooked in that way when it comes to my health. So anyways, yeah, this video is way too long and me just blabbering on, but wanted to close it out. And I don't really know if this video was helpful at all. Hopefully it encourages another woman out there to not be afraid to take matters into her own hands. Maybe it was just relatable for how situations like this with being a female is. Stuff that like men just don't understand and will never understand. How they have their like male checkups and stuff too. I didn't talk much about like the actual like process and procedure, but it just feels like a bit of pressure for a couple of seconds. Put this thing in and then they open it up so that they could see your cervix. It just feels like a pressure. So it is like an uncomfortable feeling when they first start opening it up. But it doesn't feel like anything super crazy. I'm gonna hurry up and close this vlog out right here, even though it wasn't really a vlog at all. But thanks for watching. If it was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.